Good morning and welcome to this morning's edition of your Monday morning espresso shot. So let us begin first, as we always do, by taking 5 minutes to go through a heart focused breathing technique pioneered by our friends at Heart Math Institute. So place awareness in the area of your heart. Take slow, deep breaths and just experience these breaths as if they're flowing in and out of your heart. You will breathe through your nose or your mouth, but imagine that these breaths are flowing into your heart and flowing out of your heart. That will keep your awareness in that area that is at the center of your autonomic nervous system. So take a few breaths this way. Slow, deep, gentle breaths. For those of you who are starting out, perhaps take 5 second count when you breathe in and a 5 second count to exhale. We want to slow down your autonomic nervous system completely into a more balanced state. We want to stop any stress response that's in your body right now. You will experience a change, a shift in your body when you do this technique. The 10-second breath protocol, 5 seconds breathing in, 5 seconds breathing out. Maintain that awareness in the area of your heart. If you feel that you're straying away from that awareness, that your awareness is wavering or moving in a different direction, or there are some thoughts that are coming through your mind, bring your awareness gently back to the heart and just focus on the breathing just for the next few minutes. Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me for the 5 minute practice. We will continue this practice with a more deeper practice later on. But first, let's talk about the things that make me go, moment. Today's topic is rewarding negativity and its effects on humanity. I want to share with you something that has been reported, and I wanted to kind of provide a little bit of perspective. There's a report that was published by National Bureau of Economic Research. This is a nonpartisan group, and many media outlets have reported this particular finding. But I went right to the source of the working paper, which was published in November 2020, and it reflected the studies that they did since January of that year. Now remember that February, March of 2020 was when we began to really understand the impact of COVID-19 on in North America, at least. Europe and other places, perhaps in Europe, they were already experiencing a wave of COVID-19, the first wave, before it hit North America. So this was a study that was done, and they looked at all the news reporting, and they realized that there is an interesting kind of trend that happened in the reporting. So the percent of negative stories about COVID-19, 91% of all COVID-19 related stories in US major media outlets were negative. That means there were only 9% of the stories reported that had some optimistic outlook on some of the achievements that humans have achieved, I guess. In non-US major sources, 54%, so it had 50-50 roughly, of negative and positive news. And in scientific journals, if you look at this, only 35% of the scientific journals reported positive things about COVID-19, but 65% focused on negative. And one of the quotes out of this particular paper is that the negativity of the US major media is notable even in areas with positive scientific developments, including school reopenings and vaccine trials. You and I, as consumers, reward these reporting. We reward them. We reward them by tuning in. We reward them by subscribing. We reward them by giving them more likes and shares, and we do that. So in essence, you and I are actually subscribing and buying into this. And the reason I'm saying that is because news media will only cater to things that will allow them to sell more papers, get more subscribers online, or have more people tune in to their programs and comment on those programs. If people stopped doing that, the media would shift. Notice that next time when you're actually doing something, shopping, and you see a sudden news report that maybe there's a television on and they announce something negative happened. Notice the impact it has on your ability to drop everything and just focus on that particular piece of news. So we reward negative news. The final thing that I want to share with you that was in this paper, and this reflects on the US major media readers, but if we talk about North American readers, is equally the same. When you talk about Canada, we're not too different from the US counterpart. The quote here says, US major media readers strongly prefer negative stories about COVID-19 and negative stories in general. Let me share with you some of the things that you and I have both experienced, but we don't focus on. How much have we appreciated being with family and friends? How much more do we understand how much we have taken for granted being with family? Somebody needs to report on that. Somebody needs to show the connectedness of people coming together and helping each other out. How many stories have we heard about neighbors bringing groceries for others? If somebody is in quarantine, have we heard about stories that say that somebody came in and brought them food, or somebody came at the window, waved at them, or carried a happy birthday sign because they couldn't go into that particular, perhaps it's an old folks' home. So we don't hear good news from the media, they focus on negative news. And that is really our fault because we subscribe to stuff like that. This is one of those catch 22 situations that happen when you listen to negative news media, and if you don't regulate yourself, just like we are about to do in the next few minutes, if you don't regulate yourself and get into your heart and boost that immune system, because 5 minutes of experiencing gratitude and appreciation will boost your immune system for up to 6 hours. 5 minutes of experiencing anxiety will drop your immune system for up to 6 hours. So 5 minutes of appreciation and gratitude will go a long way to boosting your immune system, and it will go a long way in not rewarding the news media outlets that are showing you only a part of the story of what's going on with human consciousness right now. So having said that, let us begin now to boost our immune system by placing our awareness in the area of the heart, taking slow, deep breaths, visualizing these flowing in and out of your heart, breathing a little slower, a little gentler than you normally would. 5 seconds breath in, 5 seconds breath out. And now experience a regenerative emotion. Experience appreciation and gratitude. Has anybody reached out to you and called you and said, "Hey, are you doing okay?" Reach into your heart and experience gratitude for the times that you had somebody check in on you, or the gratitude you felt and appreciated you felt when somebody said to you how much they appreciated you checking up on them or doing something for them. That is something that we all take for granted. Let us focus on that. Let us make it 91% of experiencing good and optimism, because that is what's going to get us out of this. Take these beautiful, slow, deep breaths, experiencing them flowing in and out of your heart, breathing a little slower, a little gentler than you normally would. Well, thank you so much for joining me this morning. I truly appreciate your participation, and I hope that and pray that you will focus now on the positives that are happening around you. There is something marvelous happening out there because of this challenge that has befallen us as human beings. There are a lot of positive things that are going on out there. And if the news media isn't reporting that, I want you to seek them out. Look around you, experience this. And if you can't find anything positive, create something positive. You can do it. I can do it. Knock on your neighbor's door and say, I'm just checking up on you. Pick up a phone. I'm just checking up on you. If you don't hear anything from the media that's positive, then it is up to you and I to create that positive news. Thank you so much once again for joining me. It has been a sincere pleasure, and I hope to chat with you next Monday. Take care for now.